Hi everybody, I'm Suzanne Lyons, and today we are going to be designing and creating your sales presentation. I love doing this. I love designing and creating stuff, and how I do it every single time is I put myself over there, kind of in your shoes, in the audience's shoes, and then I speak from there. What do you need to hear? If you were my potential investors, what do you need to hear? What do you want to hear? That's going to give you all the information you're going to need to make that decision, okay? In addition to that, I kind of thought of how much time. So I figured 45 minutes that we could get through all the important part of the, the information that would be needed, and then I did a 45-minute Q&A. So that's kind of how I designed the evening. Full hour and a half. That's it. Okay. Here I'm going to take you through the kind of the steps of the segments of the evening that I created in this whole outline. So, number one, welcome everybody. I know that seems obvious, but a lot of times people are nervous and they forget that first part. So here's what we did. Here's what Kate and I actually did. We thanked them for coming. Start with that. Hello, I'm Suzanne Lyons. This is my film partner, Kate Robbins. Before we begin, we want you to know how much we appreciate your being here. I know there are a number of things you could be doing this evening, and the fact that you are here and finding out about our film project and possibly participating as an investor, is really something that we truly appreciate. Okay? Nice, simple, and easy. Number two, purpose of the evening. It's another piece that we forget to do. This is really important. So here's exactly what we said. I'll share with you what happened during Candy Stripers. The purpose of the evening is for you to hear about the Candy Stripers LLC and get any questions you might have answered. We would love for you to invest in our film, and we look forward to doing the sales presentation for you this evening. Okay? Number three, here's how the evening will go. Once again, that sounds obvious, but we forget to do it. Okay? Tell them what you're planning to cover. If there's going to be a break, tell them there's going to be a break. Tell them exactly. It's really hard for people to listen if they don't know the timeline for the evening. Here's mine exactly. Here's how tonight's presentation will go. Kate and I will talk for 45 minutes. We will introduce ourselves, our company, our line producer, our director of photography. We'll discuss Kate's vision. She'll discuss her vision as the director. We'll talk about the offering, the private placement memorandum. At the end of that 45 minutes, we'll complete that part, and then we'll open it up for a 45 minutes Q&A. Okay? That's it. All right. In terms of logistics for the hotel, just so you know, outside the door to the right are the washrooms, and there back of the room is the water table. Okay, so that kind of stuff is important. You want people to fully listen to you, so you need to kind of give them that little bit of information. Number four, introduce yourself more fully. Now's the time when you want to really talk about yourself. Be careful here not to jump right into the conversation about your film and the offering and so on. You want to remember that they're investing in you, not just your film, guys. This is the part of the evening where you get to speak about yourself, your backgrounds, possibly the most important part of the presentation. So make a point about speaking about the areas of your background that really highlight your strengths, drawing from both your career and your personal life. All right? Now, after you've done that, the company introduction. Once you've introduced yourself, the company. If you have trailers, now's the time to show them. During this introduction, Kate and I shared about our company's long-term plan that really meant a lot to people, I have to say. And we read our company mission statement. I also had copies of those mission statements on the information table for people to get afterwards, which meant a lot to people as well. Those extra little bits of things that they could take home with them was something. Number six, why this film? Why this budget? It's important to share about why you are producing this specific film at this specific budget. If it's a film that's close to your heart, share about that. In our case, we talked about genre films and how they were doing so well at the time, and that was the kind of projects that we were going to be doing. And then we also shared about the SAG Ultra Low and how we were going to be able, we told them in detail actually, how we were going to be able to do the movie for that type of low budget. Number seven. The director's vision. This is where you kind of get to sit back as a producer. In this case, Kate was directing Candy Striper, so she took the floor and she shared her vision in a visually crystal clear, stunning way. very important. And we had copies of that too. Her director's vision was on the information table, just so you know. Number 8, introduce your team. Who we had there was our line producer and our DP, and I have to tell you, they were amazing. Our line producer spoke about how we could shoot our film at the budget that we had planned. He shared about his relationship with professional, experienced keys, crew, vendors, and how his years in the business and those relationships would help us be able to keep our costs low and at a minimum. Our DP had 25 years experience. He was amazing, sophisticated, classy at the front of the room. He was absolutely brilliant. Here's a place to remember that if you don't have, if this is your first film and you don't have your own trailers, for example, from previous films, now would be a good time to maybe show some of your keys, some of their trailers. Number 9, what's in it for me, the investor? Okay, you've already got some great relationship built now, after going through this part of the evening. Now is the time to talk about your private placement memorandum, the offering. I was very comfortable. I knew mine inside out, my operating agreement, subscription agreement, all of it. I felt very, very confident. So you want to make sure that you do. And when you're offering, mention things like clearly laying out the percentages that they would be receiving, the time period the offering would be open, as well as the estimated time schedule that they would get, hopefully some recoupment on their film. I also made a very clear point here of mentioning the high risk, very clear about high risk for investing, right? Number 10, I formally ended that part of the evening and opened up the Q&A. And that was open. Once again, we were on time for both. I left that open for 45 minutes. At the end of that, I said to people, the Q&A is finished, but Kate and I and our team will be here as long as you need us for one-on-one. Then, number 11, wrap up. Keep it short and simple because you've ended, okay? I'm going to read you exactly what we did in our Candy Striper sales presentation, which was very successful, by the way. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Feel free to come up and say hello. We truly appreciate your coming to our event to take a look at finding out more about the Candy Stripers LLC. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you. Good night and drive safely. Okay, that's it, guys. That was it. That was really the whole evening. I really hope this helps you in starting, creating, and designing your own sales presentation.